And welcome back, everyone. Ellington here, and we are back on Total War Attila this time. We have got ourselves another 12-12 AD match here. We've got ourselves a 3 versus 3 on the settlement of Paris. Paris for those, Americans. And this is a full in-house fight, so for the attackers, we have got, let's see, we've got Bohemia being commanded by Puv. Cav going in here, by the way, in the center. Good charge there. Light shot Cav hitting. I think this was just a light melee infantry, just some Ghazi. But we also have artillery hitting. I believe that is the wall bombard right here, shooting down into this combat. Anyways, like I said, we have got Bohemia being commanded by Puv. We have got, who else do we have here? We've got Switzerland being commanded by Alton. And finally, for the attackers, we have got the Papal States being commanded by none other than myself. For the defenders, though, we have got the Abbasid Sultanate being commanded by Pozgwin. We have got, I believe this is Bulgaria being commanded by Mexi. And then finally, somewhere around here, we have got Venice being commanded by Dave the Vassal. So pretty quick attack here. You know, a couple minutes have been trimmed off from a little bit of the bombard work. You can see we've taken down a wall, we've taken down a few towers, and we've moved our siege towers forward. But that is about it as to what's happened in the fight so far. Nothing too crazy yet. Now, the final cap point for Paris is all the way back here next to this bridge. So we have a bridge on this, or two bridges across this river here. And as you can see, we are attacking basically from this full direction here. Now this fight, if I remember from the date, was back in July of 2023. And as of right now, it is October of 2023. And what's nice about that is it means that I don't remember a whole lot about what happens, which means it should be a pretty, new experience. I don't really always like going in knowing the outcomes of things. It just kind of takes away a little bit of the suspense. While I remember bits and pieces of this, I don't remember a lot of what happens. So one of the rules that we have for this game is that things like the Great Bombard for the attacker cannot be attacked by the defenders. And the reason for that is that, by the way, more cav coming in. Ooh, they just got hit. Do they have like javies or something? That hurt. Let's see. So that my cav now coming in. So the Bohemian cavalry, 55 kills so far, and the Ghazi are breaking. Anyways, what I was saying, the Great Bombard, we have a rule that you cannot attack it as the defender because it is honestly the only real way you have to make holes in the walls or anything like that. You know, it's one of those things where with this game, you don't have... Sorry, I got distracted. You don't have tortoises or anything of the sort, right? Which means that the only realistic way into this settlement is through siege towers or breaking down walls. And majority of the artillery for this game are not very good at taking down walls. The Great Bombard is realistically the only artillery that can do it very well. Everything else runs out of ammo way too fast. So, we basically had to make it where you couldn't attack the Great Bombard, but the Great Bombard also can't be used against troops. So it is only here to get the walls broken, because otherwise this attacks on Attila without anything to take down the walls are ungodly difficult. If anybody here is a pixelated Apollo watcher, you should know the phrase that he likes to use, like shooting fish in a barrel, where he talks about units when they get up on the wall and they get trapped on the wall because they're fighting. and then archers from, you know, the ground just shoot everything on the wall and they get annihilated. That is what he refers to when he talks about shooting fish in a barrel. Well, if you didn't have a way to take down the walls, that is exactly what would happen in this. Now, some of the biggest downsides, obviously, one of my biggest, like, I hate it, things of any Total War game is the towers. So if you capture a tower, the tower collapses. So like this tower here, you can see the capture flag is right here. It's a gate tower, obviously. You capture this tower collapses. It's really stupid. I hate it, and I think it's one of the dumbest mechanics in any Total War. So you can see the defenders actually brought a lot of cavalry out on the attacking far left-hand side. We've got the Tsar's bodyguard and then 2 Boyar Lancers from, what was that, Bulgaria, right? Sorry, I get Bulgaria and Bohemia mixed up. Yeah, Bulgaria. So the Tsar's bodyguard, if I remember correctly, is a pretty good cav unit. I love the way these units look in this mod. It's just fantastic. So in response to that, we do have a Swiss cav over here, and I think we were taking our one of the generals over as well to just kind of zone that out, right? You know, we're not specifically looking to take a fight against the Bulgarian units, but we want to have things there to kind of screen them away from us and make them less tempted to, you know, go into fight, you know, because when it's just cav all by themselves and they can go, you know, wreak havoc in our backlines, that's fine. But as soon as they are, you know, challenged by other cavalry, even if they're maybe not as good as your cavalry, that's where you kind of hesitate a minute, because, you know, now you're risking taking losses, and cavalry as a defender is extremely valuable, right? You know, if that cavalry doesn't get really good kills, you've wasted your money on it. So you need to be really choosy about how and when you use it. So that's all we're trying to do. You know, we've got a couple cav units in the general vicinity. Now, if I was Switzerland, I wouldn't have my handgunner so far, you know, exposed over here. Even though he has 2 units of cav here, you know, that handgunner is pretty out there. So far, we have not seen any attempts to go out of this gate. I don't think they have a realistic other way of out of the settlement. So they've got 1 gate, 2 gates, 3 gates, 4 gates. Yeah, so we've seen sally outs through 2 of the 4. We have not seen anything out of this one, and we have not seen anything out of this one, but there wouldn't be a reason to take anything out of that gate. So as you can see, we have moved our crossbows forward, trying to take on, well, I thought we were taking on some of those archers, but he pulled back his, what are these they're ranged melee infantry, so they're melee infantry that they carry a bow. They just have slightly less ammunition. And here comes the first of our units. Specifically, these are my units. Got some macemen coming in. Went with macemen because they have a higher AP. So obviously, in a game with really, really heavy armor, you know, you always want to try and go with the units that have as high AP as you possibly can. That's why some of the sword units tend to underperform. It's because their AP is not very good, so they realistically aren't doing any real damage to the enemy. It's like these guys, so they actually have a combination. Some of them have swords as well. So it looks like we got a swap here. Reforming. I lost 1 man, but got 21 kills. But I'm pretty sure these guys... so I am getting shot. It's unfortunate. That's still the ranged melee infantry there. But we do have a heavy crossbow here from Venice. Love the shields. Some Pavis crossbows. Now, did we... Okay, so it looks like Bohemia has brought his crossbows over to the right here because he's trying to get shots in on this infantry that's slowing us down. We do have cavalry moving this direction, so this is the cavalry. The Bulgarian cavalry that was over here is now shifting over to the other flank. I think what he's seeing is he sees all these archers here and not very much cav, and I think he's tempted that he may want to take his cav out through that gate possibly. He's definitely setting up for that eventuality. Now here's our mortar, I believe. Or is it the culverin? Okay, yep, it's the mortar. They are pretty clumped up here, so that's a really good target there for the mortar. It's got 10 kills, and I think that might have been his first volley as well, so that's... Here we go. Now we got crossbows targeting the Venetian crossbows. He notices it, and he's trying to get away now. Not a very good volley. The move there did, I think, kind of minimize it a little bit, which is good for him. My infantry got 18 kills. His is 6. His has taken quite a bit of that damage from those archers. Or for the crossbows, excuse me. I have a bad habit of kind of all-encompassing words like archers when I truly, you know, I could see a ranged unit that's a slinger and I'll still call it an archer, just not because I don't know it's a slinger, but because I'm just thinking ranged, so sorry. Now we have Bulgarian crossbows up here at the front. They're kind of taking on. We've got 3 Swiss crossbows up here, but I don't think they're shooting the Bulgarians. I think they're shooting over at the infantry. One of my unit, man, he got clobbered. Holy crap. This is the unit that was fighting over here. It's only got 21 kills, and I think that's because he got beat to hell by those damned ranged units. Those ranged melee. Oh, now the mortars are focusing here at the gate because, once again, clumps. With mortars, you want to find clumps. Realistically, any artillery, you want to find clumps, but mortars especially, if they fire right? So watch as they come in. Oh, those are the arrows. No, those were mortars. So these ones didn't fall the way they're supposed to. What they're supposed to do is explode in the air and hit on the ground. You know, where it explodes in the air and kind of cascades onto the units below it. Sometimes the timing's off and they hit the ground and then explode, which sometimes you could still get a relatively good hit there, but realistically, I don't know why I'm saying realistically so much. But you want that air explosion from the mortars is what you want to find or get. So we've got to switch out. Some of the Bohemian units have gone in. We have Swiss Ritters here. Bohemia looks really cool. Now the Ritters are falling back. I think they're getting shot up a little bit here by the crossbows. I think it was a bit of a whoops shot there from the mortar. Okay, so one unit gone. Now they're going to charge into the next one. These are more of the Bohemian units. Cav at the gate, but he's not going out the gate. It looks like he's trying to set up a charge here. But there's a lot of units in the way. I don't know if that's particularly the best move. Yeah, I think he's realized that maybe there's just too much there, and he's pulling those back. That was that Bulgarian cav. Somebody's going to have to do a counter of how many times I mix up Bulgarian and Bohemian in this fight. And put it in the comment section, because I bet you I do it a lot. Okay, now I've got my crossbows moving over. We also moved multiple units of cavalry over here. because I also have my Great Bombard. So the reason for that is I think I brought it over to take down this tower. I doubt yeah, I'm almost out of ammo. That's probably maybe one shot left on that. But we've got 2 units of cavalry over here just kind of anchoring the flank. We've got a bunch of crossbows. I wonder if maybe he did mean to come out the gate, but then by the time he got to it, he realized that we had cav there. Maybe that's what he was doing with that cavalry. A bit of a grind fight right now. A lot of our troops haven't even gotten involved yet. We need more infantry on the left. We've got dismounted ritters here that are probably going to have to go into combat. Otherwise, we're going to lose the access to this breach. Nope, they're stopping. I think they probably realize that they have a better shot if we enter and go to them than if they come and close off this gap, right? If we have to come into them, it keeps us really exposed to this archer position in the center of the streetway. More infantry coming up. Got a good hit there. I think that's the Culverin there. Culverin has 4 kills. The mortar has 23. They're both doing pretty solid on ammo, so. Crossbows, we're basically just trying to get over to the edge to try and get shots in on this defensive position. If we can get those shots in on this defense, then, you know, we start wearing through it, whittling through it much faster. Now back on the left side, these Ritters, this is a fresh Ritter unit. They have 137 men out of 140. The first one we saw is probably, yeah, it's right here, 76 out of 140, and he's got 31 kills. I've got a couple of units here that I'm holding because I'm keeping them under the impression that I might land on this wall, right? Because as long as they're worried about me landing on this wall, then they have to be worried about where they settle their troops at. If I land like I'm doing right now, it should cause them to have a reaction here. Though, to be perfectly honest with you, I can't truly do a whole lot to them due to the fact that, so because these towers are collapsed, I can't go down these 2 stairwells. So that means that my real only way down would be right here. I have a way down right here, but it honestly doesn't help me that much, right? Because if I go down this stairway, I'm in the same place as my other units. So we're trying to get behind these units. So, you know, the defenders, they really aren't having to worry too much about my troops landing because I'm not a terrible threat to them. You can see they're sending Fante de Mar, which is a pretty solid Venetian heavy melee infantry, onto the wall, which is going to keep me from getting down this stairwell. If anything, I may capture the gate or neutralize it, but once again, that doesn't do me a whole lot of good. Got more of my melee infantry in. A lot of these are just medium melee infantry. Cav centered in the middle here. We also have dogs, light warhounds. This is a really good position from the Swiss archers. Just really starting to rip through this defense now. Ritter's going to break because, unfortunately, they have the exact same thing. They have a fantastic position to hit us. It's a triple gold chevron, however you say that. He's got 102 kills, though. Just a big mosh pit here. Now my second unit hitting. Now this one, it looks like I am sending down the stairway. No? Okay, maybe not. I thought it... Right? This is a separate unit. Yeah, 160, 158. So where... Okay, he did go down the stairwell. I was really confused there for a minute. The 160 still just kind of chilling for a minute. But here we go. Now we've got... I think that's the Culverin now shooting the heavy crossbow infantry here in the back from Venice. Culverin, 21 kills, and then the mortar does not look like it's been firing recently. It still only has 23 kills on it. Here we go. We've broken the gate. Now we're pushing on. It looks like what they're going to do is going to defend hard on their right. Cav moving back out on the far right-hand corner here. Double Chevron Boyar's Lance. Or no, Forsen. Oh, yeah. Yes, heavy shot Cav. I'm not even going to try and say that. Look at those colors. Oh, my gosh. The Abbasids look so freaking cool. Oh, I love it. But yeah, so what I was saying, looks like they're going to hold hard on the far right here. They have a unit holding the corner of the wall so that we can't go down this way, at least for now. They have sent more units for, or no, this might just be, yeah, it looks like a unit that came back. Cav coming in. This is my medium shock cavalry in the settlement now. I'm not particularly sure why. Yeah, I guess I must have seen something that I thought I could get, but I don't know what it was. Although I will say, sometimes faking a cav rush into the settlement can cause the defenders to kind of freak out, right? They're like, oh shit, cav, 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 cav. And so they kind of start doing all these crazy things, and sometimes you can, you know, exploit some mistakes that they may make in their, you know, movements and reorganization and things like that. I don't think that's what I was doing. Once again, I'm assuming I probably saw something that I thought I could get when there was no way. There was nothing there. Okay, the light warhounds are out. I'm sorry to anybody who loves dogs. We all love dogs, but the warhounds must die. They are taking down some of my medium melee infantry. Wow. And then a lot of crossbow fire hitting these ritters from Switzerland. Just kind of eyeing around here. God, there's such a mosh pit over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. I don't know why we've got 4 units piled into this. It's not good. Does look like we're going to break through this Phantom Damar here soon. They're wavering. They do have another one set up right behind it, as well as lots of crossbows. Now in the center, the dogs unfortunately are dead, but the Axemen handlers are still alive now, taking on the Ritter hand-to-hand here. 39 kills on the Axes, 11 on the Ritters. Look at those pot helms. Literally looks like you walked in the kitchen, grabbed a stock pot, and put it on your head. Now on the far right-hand side of the defense, I think they might be deciding to retreat out of this position. I think they're worried about the archers here. Okay, so they retreat just a little bit back to this housing area. They're trying to get this Mushat Aljund off of off of the wall, but he's gonna just attack my unit here. 116 versus 112. Combat even, but they've got the archer support coming from those damned ranged melee infantry. And then we've got crossbows, I believe, shooting into some of my infantry. This is sometimes the hard part, is finding positions for your own archers. Sometimes can be really difficult. So right now, we have this open area right here to set up our archers, but that doesn't always mean we have the best angles against theirs, which can be really, really frustrating. Phantom Damar did kind of solidify a little bit. They're shaken still, but not wavering. The other unit of Phantom Damar went into combat, and then we have another weakened one behind it. Now their crossbows, 34 kills, 32 kills, 112 kills, 90, 122. They've been doing really good with their crossbows. Okay, so their unit they were trying to get off the wall has now broken, but mine's probably going to break here in a minute too, because all that ranged power that's hitting it. Cav, so we've got the Tsar's bodyguard and the whatever this unit is from the Abbasids is now back out on the flank, but they still have a couple of their Boyar's Lancers, so, or at least one. Yeah, so they've got 2 of them back here. A lot of cavalry from Bulgaria. Lots and lots of cavalry. Ooh, here we go. I hear guns. What the hell are you shooting at? Oh, they're wasting their ammo up at the cannon. Oh no. That's unfortunate. The Swiss handguns are trying to shoot the gun, or the cannon up here. Now we've got a lot of our own archer power now into the thick of things. We had Nafatoons try to sneak forward. They lost a couple men in the process. Here come the mortars again. I'm not sure what he was shooting. It hit the houses here. Culverin's still 22. Where'd the mortar go? Mortar, 34 kills now. Looks like he's just trying to shoot this area right here, and obviously he's getting some of this in the process. The Tsar's bodyguard going way, way out here on the flank. Way out there. Look at that. And maybe now turning around because he realized it was a bad idea. I don't know. Just kind of look. We really haven't made much progress. The men are broken and running for their lives. Flee, flee for your lives. Now on the left-hand side, we've got Ritters that have charged in. We've got a couple more units ready as well. The center looks to be having some issues. The problem is as we approach the center, one is right here. We got the handguns up on that raised platform there. So even our own handgunners have a bit of a problem there. We've got medium melee infantry now charging the handgunners. And there you go. Okay, I was like, hello, anyone? So they did save them. That's good. Now, what just happened? I think the units kind of like went through each other because I'm pretty sure this was still trying to chase the handgun. Now on the far right, just barely making progress, man. They brought a couple more units forward. We still have our crossbows here now. The crossbows 19, 27. These ones 68 and 56 is pretty solid. But now on the left, you know, for the attack, the defenders brought up the heavy pole arms. That really kind of puts a damper in things, you know what I mean? We basically have to get something up there to try and deal with that. I believe the Tsar's bodyguard came back in. Yes, the Tsar's bodyguard, but the Doge's bodyguard is over here as well in the red and yellow, or red and orange. Aha, so we've got the mortars now targeting the guardsmen. That's the biggest problem with units like this, right? Is they're a stand-in-one-place unit, right? And the problem with that is that means that they're highly targetable by things like artillery or archers or handguns. Cavalry in the center, by the way, is like Bolyar's Lancers coming in. 59 kills so far, getting a good charge here in the center. Ritter's at 96 kills. Problem is the Bolyar's Lancers are kind of by themselves, you know. It's almost thrown away to a point here. He's got 65 kills now. That Bolyar's Lancer is probably not making it out. Maybe they were just trying to buy time for this spear unit to come in. There's so much going on over here. We actually seem to have lost some ground. Phantom Damar kind of pushing us back. Just kind of getting a view here. Fight, men! Fight to the last man! Crossbows 50, 26. Gosh, they've got... Now, at least these guys are finally starting to run out of ammo, it looks like. They've got decent kills. The thing is that, you know, it's a melee, ranged melee infantry, which means that even after they've run out of ammo, they're still going to be able to get more kills with their, you know, just in melee combat. Look at the crossbow, 146 kills now. 48 kills on the handguns. Look at this vantage point the handguns have. How about that? Just able to shoot right into it. Now, we got our own polearms moving up, but those polearms are just getting wasted by everything that can shoot. And now they're kind of, yeah, oh, this is bad. Even that weak Bowyer Lancer getting a really good charge. Now, pretty sure that gun just killed some of those, but, or at least one. Oh no, he's sending in the general right into the teeth of the handguns. Oh no. Oh yeah, oh, 6 men dead. 7. He's also getting shot by the crossbows. Oh, that was I don't think that was... More repositioning here. Now they're shifting the Despot's Spearmen. I guess coming to reinforce the center. This spear unit is relatively big. Right-hand side, we've got the polearms actually moved forward a little bit. Wonder if they felt more protected at this angle. But realistically, right now, there's not a whole lot we can do about that polearm. Looks like we're sending some crossbows over to try and, you know, put a dent in it. Is that 100 out of 120? Oh my god. I didn't expect that volley to do that much. See what another volley does. Come on, give him another. You can do it. Shock infantry went in on the far side there. Swiss shock infantry. 24 kills. There we go. I was like, I'm not sure why. Oh my, another 11 kills there. Now, looks like we got a fallback here. Look at this. Look at this. Mass fallback. One Phantom Damar trying to hold back the dismounted heavy shock infantry there. Spears falling back from the center. Wonder if they're going to leave the polearm in combat, or, well, at least in position just to hold them back. 71 out of 120. Oh, my lord. 117, 108. Bowyer's Lancers hitting the center again. Is he trying to go handguns? No, he's going to the left. To the left, to the left. Crossbows shooting into the defenses. Still. I think he was doing a response because he saw my cavalry up here. And if these guys had broken, my cavalry would have had a pretty clear shot in to do some damage. So I think he brought his Bowyer's Lancers here to counter my cavalry if need be. Crossbows 130, and then also 130? Yeah, wow. Only 7 on this one. Polearms down to 27 men, these poor polearms. And then they sent in a kind of a weak unit to just, once again, I think buy time. Okay, so the heavy ranged melee infantry is now out of ammunition. And they might be coming up to get a piece of the pie, too. Let's see, they're at 94 kills. Let's see what they end with. 107 on this one, 113. The cav gen's still... Okay, so you got 3 units of cavalry on the far right of the defense. Is that... Okay, at first I thought it's it. Where's the rest of them? Where's the rest of your unit? 24 out of 32. The hell? Oh, and here's the artillery focusing the center. He's got to be careful because if, you know, they could take damage if this... The Swiss handgun's breaking. And now, as you can see on the far right, everything is broken. We're capping the gate now, and I'm gonna pursue the next phase of the attack. And I think they're pulling back more. Which I don't blame them. They don't really have the troops to continue to hold the positions that they've been holding. More artillery in the center. So the handguns, 116 out of 130. Culverin at 22 still. 107 now on the mortar. So the mortar is starting to rack up some kills. Barricade is at 31 damage. But look at all the fire damage it's taking. 58 now. Literally in the process of saying that, it took that much damage. They're still, I think, shooting this guy. I think one of the problems for the defenders is now going to be that a lot of the stuff they can still defend is very, very open and broad. I really respect them for not just retreating beyond the bridges, because to be perfectly honest with you, that's probably their best bet. Bounce power is definitely in the attacker favor, and we're up by 1,600 men on the attacking side. Bowyer's Lancers are now on the move. They see ranged units. They see ranged units with not a lot of protection. There's a couple of infantry units there, but remember this is Cav. Cav in 1212 is extremely good. Oh! They see crossbows in the middle. There's nothing there. Now, can they get in and then can they get back out? I don't think so. I don't know if that was worth it. Well, he might have just bought himself some space to get out of this. Needs to keep this unit going. 157 kills on the Bowyer's Lancers. Really nice. Now, you see what you see. You know what... Now, even though my crossbows got behind, the Bowyer's Lancers got a really solid charge on a non-braced unit, which is good. Now we got a depleted polearm infantry that I think he was trying to come block off the Bowyer's Lancers, so they were trapped. The handguns have fallen back. They are trying to get back up, though, because that polearm is a valuable unit that is now sitting within perfect range of these handguns. So if they get up on this, they could get a really good shot here. He's desperately trying to get them out of the angle of fire. And I think he just pulled it off. That was literally somebody yelling, "Run, run, 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 run!" And they did it. I see we only have one general over here again. Where did the Bulgarian general go? Oh, it looks like he brought him back here. Interesting. I'm not sure why he brought his general back to the, his Cav general to a place that just isn't really very feasible for Cav. They also have a trebuchet all the way in the back, by the way, if you saw that big fiery ball. I don't know why we're being so slow. You know what I mean? Like, we're taking... I'm just kind of surveying the battlefield here to see what's going on. We've got archers or crossbows that have come to the far right-hand side. Once again, we're always trying to kind of get onto the flank of these defenses, right? We need to be careful, though, because they are putting crossbows onto the wall, which will give them a much better shot at us than we have of them. Now the trebuchet also targeting the crossbows outside. Now we're going to threaten them. We've got some medium melee infantry on the wall that's going to walk down that way, I'm pretty sure. That should threaten the crossbows to get off the wall. Also, if we put crossbow here, we should be able to shoot it. Once again, forcing it to get off the wall. Trying to destroy the barricade in the center so that we can advance forward into the plaza. Damage 60. Ah. It's almost like he's trying to rebound it off the wall into my crossbows. And if they were a little more bouncy, it would work. Look at this. They're just kind of falling a little bit short, but that's I think he might have like purposely been trying to rebound those shots. Also, that wall is at 61%, by the way, 71%. Crossbow's trying to get back into position. The crossbow for the defenders had to get off the wall. Cav in the center. The Swiss general coming in, getting a charge on some of the shock infantry of Venice. Now going to switch out his heavy shot Cav. Oh, shock infantry is not made to take Cav on. They're desperately trying to get their pole arms in. Range melee infantry is out of ammo, so they are ready. But here comes crossbows with plenty. The left-hand side, I think, might be our... We just basically need to get through this position right here. Now, Fantanamar is a really good unit, so that's easier said than done. I wonder, does he take this wall down? Well, unfortunately, that hit on the wrong wall section. Oh, dude, I gotta be careful. My handguns just got on this wall. Oh, no. Please don't. So I'm getting lucky because some of those shots are landing to the sides, so on different wall sections. So, because to be perfectly honest with you, if all of those shots hit, this wall would be... Pole arms are now set up in the middle. It's a guardsman unit from Bulgaria. Pretty standard, heavy pole arm. We've got some of our shock infantry up here, but we need our crossbows, and handguns would be nice too. Culverin's got a straight shot down the alley here, down the street now. Mortar with 134 kills, and it is now out of ammo. We're fighting on the right-hand side as well. So it's getting pretty saucy all across the board here. Despot Spearmen stepping in to defend. They're just a bit low on infantry, it seems to me. They've got a lot of range, but not a lot of infantry left. Got their handgunners up here. 105 kills. He's shooting up at the, whatever this unit from Bohemia is up on the wall. Uh-oh. Heavy shock infantry now set up. We do have a pole arm nearby. Where's my shock infantry? Back here, apparently. Dismounted Hospitaller Knights. It's a cool looking unit. Treb's still coming in. It's got 99 kills. And is he gonna take it? Is he gonna hit it? Nope. It's at 99%. No go. Crossbow's now shooting, aiming directly at the shock infantry. No, they're aiming at the crossbows. I would be aiming at the shock infantry. And there he goes. Takes the wall down. But now we just have another entrance in. Now we just have an easier way into the cell. So I actually have both my cav units sitting all the way over here. I wonder if I saw this cavalry and decided to put it there as a precautionary thing. So it looks like we're putting all of our efforts into this, and right now this, but now we could have some heavy shock infantry getting ready to go straight down the middle. They should rip right through this heavy melee infantry, or melee ranged, whatever you want to call this stupid thing. Shock infantry should just rip right through this. See, right off on the charge. Oh, look at that. Okay, artillery now refocusing. Trebuchet now focusing on the attacking left-hand side of the fight. Treb's at 81 kills now. Over on the far right, we've got shock infantry versus shock infantry. You've got my... Oh, that hurt. Just keep going, man. It's the only thing we can do is just got to keep pushing it. Another shot. 93 kills now. Shock infantry at 90 out of 140. Down the center, I'm surprised that this unit has not been cut down yet. 45 kills so far in this combat. Because remember, this unit came in with 0 kills. 49 out of 120. They are backed up by some crossbows. That's it. All they got here is crossbows. Culverin continuing to shoot. 75 kills. There you go. Broke one. Charge. Charge. Charge the crossbows. Charge the crossbows! I guess they're kind of in combat now. And this side also basically just gone. I think that we are now going to see the pullback here. They're trying to get back over the bridges. What can they defend the bridges with? So they've got a couple units of infantry over here. The cavalry is pulling back. Well, one of them staying out here on the flanks, but the generals came back to the center here. We've got some despot spearmen that are holding the bridge. Got a couple units of melee infantry that are still here. They probably want to try and get out, though. My cav unit coming in, 89 kills now. The center just being kind of like slowed down by this crossbow. Now the trebuchet is at 107 kills. They still have crossbow ammo, handgun ammo. They're not bad. The balance power is definitely in our favor. Okay, so one of the crossbows pulling back. They actually did get a couple of those melee infantry units out. My cav thinking about trying to get in here, but I think the bridge screwed me up too bad that I realistically can't go in and get that, you know, without probably taking a lot of damage. That really screwed me up. I should have gotten a really good charge on the back of that crossbow. And then on my bridge now, I think I'm trying to put my handguns up to shoot straight in their face. What we need right now is we need something to force them out of the way, right? So we need high AP units. We need shock infantry, pole arms just to force them to move. Handguns for the high damage out. Oh no, we hit a... I think I'm trying to focus down its handguns because they're a big threat. And I had to pull my handguns back because the bridge, just the way it is, I just don't have a shot. You know what I mean? So I just pulled my handguns back. I'm going to have to find a better use for them. Far left side looks like we are going to advance. I wonder if we don't know that this shock cav is still here. I get that... because I'm not really set up in a position to, like, fight it. So I get the feeling that we don't even realize... Culverin now shooting into these units in the back. Now look at this. So my handguns I put up on the wall, and actually from the wall, look at that. Got a much better position to fire here than I could from the bridge itself. Shock infantry coming in. Once again, we need something to punch our way through here. Pole arms are kind of in the way. Move, excuse me, move. All right, yep, get out of the way. My shock infantry, 152 kills. And these two units are probably not going to be able to hold me back. But they do have a pole arm, they do have some Ponte de Mar. Now over here, I don't know if we ever figured out what happened to the Navatoon's unit, because I only see 2 men. Navatoon has 19 kills as well. The Doge's bodyguard now taking some shots from the artillery. Yeah, I think, you know, throwing more units in here. Probably going to switch out the shock infantry. But they're also bringing in the Phanta de Mar. So retarget. Okay, solid charge, not bad. A little hung up here. Handguns, 20 kills, not nearly enough kills, man. Are their crossbows, man, 29 kills, 144, 157 on their handguns. I think we're switching out the shock infantry again. Then on this bridge, we are advancing. Right now being held back by just a heavy ranged melee infantry. And a Navatoon. Navatoon's 46 kills now. Pole arms, 93 out of 120. Not a bad hit there. Culverin's still getting shots. Where are you at? 164 kills now. So the Culverin actually getting really good damage right now. More crossbow fire coming in on the pole arms. If we eliminate the pole arms, it's another unit that a unit that we can't deal with very well, that is then off the field. So remember that other gate all the way back here? So they can use that, right? They used that gate. We never capped this gate. So he came back in here. So this is Tsar's bodyguard from Bulgaria. So you have the Tsar's bodyguard, and then you have the heavy shot cav from the Abbasids. So what he's going to do, he's going to come over here and I think link up with his other cav unit, because right now he's split. It's actually kind of in a tough spot. He's outnumbered by cav. even though some of our cav is already pretty beat up. We're slowly withering our way through here. Whittling our way through here. Now they're literally just throwing in crossbows to slow us down as much as they can. Oh my god, what was that? Oh, that was the Napatoon. Kind of scared the crap out of me. I was like, what the hell? I knew it wasn't the Culverin. The Culverin just shoots a rock. It doesn't blow up. They're wavering. On the other side, they're still trying to break through them. Cap fight now happening. We got the Tsar's bodyguard here. Caught between my general and my cav and a weaker... Got to be careful, though, because we also have the heavy shot cav from the Abbasid, so I have to turn and face them. Not the greatest. My general, 82 kills now. 34 on his. I've only lost 2, though. The Abbasid, or the Bulgarian general, now getting charged by another cav unit. Now the Abbasid cav is probably going to get wiped out due to being surrounded. Okay, we've broken through the bridgehead. Got the Doge's bodyguard over here on the right. Got pole arms engaging crossbows, but that is it. Time runs out. It says a draw, but we have always classified a timed win as a win for the defenders. A close fight. I think we wasted a little bit of too much time. I mean, obviously we did, right? We lost by time, but there was that moment, you know, after, I think it was after the first fallback. No, it'd be after the second fallback, when they fell back to those, like, right in front of the bridgeheads. We took a ton of time not attacking. Like, it just took forever before we really started our attack. So starting off, we get Alton as the Canton of Svitz. Both of his heavy shock infantry did really well. His cab gen did really well. 138. Crossbows, 2 of them did really good. 134 on the mortar. Myself, as the Papal States, 1 of my shock infantry did really, really good. I had a lot of stuff left. I think I personally could have done better here. My crossbows actually did way better than I thought. 116 on. Finally, for the attackers, we have Puv as the Kingdom of Bohemia. His shock infantry, honestly, were almost never, barely even touched, right? 180 on one of his crossbows, 139 on the other, 175 on the Culverin. I think the biggest thing, we had the troops, we had the manpower, we had everything we needed. For the defenders, though, we've got Paz Gwyn as the Abbasid Caliphate. Archers, the stupid ranged melee units, they did really good. 111 on the Trebuchet. His infantry, 128's pretty. I noticed no shock infantry. I wonder if he doesn't get any. Dave the Vassal, 171 on his heavy shock infantry there. His handguns, 183, really good. Some of his infantry, 175 there, 102. Finally, for the defenders, we have not so mexy as the Tsardom of Bulgaria. So we've got 161, 180, 155 on his crossbows, all doing really, really good. One of his cav units, 210, that's nicely done. Just all in all, pretty good across the board, but the defenders defending to the last man, to the tooth and nail, defending Paris, and a very, very hard-fought battle. But that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We will see you guys next time.